This is our land. It's not the land of Arabs. It's not the land of Europeans. It is our land. So if you are stupid enough and you go to bring that nonsense here, no, we teach you a lesson.
Now to General Museveni. I know you don't like listening to young people or even listening to anybody at all, but at least listen to your friend and Bush war comrade, General Kainda Otafire. I want you to remember that Uganda was here before you, and Uganda will be here long after you are gone. You don't have to burn it down on your way out. The best guarantee for your legacy, for your security, and for what you and your people have earned in the last 40 years is to allow a peaceful, orderly, and democratic transition.
This is the problem with the Westerners. They cannot understand politeness. They cannot understand that somebody is keeping quiet, but he's not happy with me. No. Until you tell him that you go and eat your mother's something. That's when you... Because for these people to come and talk and so on and so forth, you know, these people are keeping quiet. They are not answering. They are not what? You don't check on their history, on their culture. You just come, Oktomera. With whatever you think is right.
Bobi Wine is an enemy of the old man in Uganda. Museveni. Museveni firstly must go and rest all his oversized suits as well, because it's a big problem. The man must just go. Bobi Wine is an inspiration. Bobi Wine is like Nelson Chamisa. We never said we don't agree with Chamisa's politics. Ideologically we disagree, but the ability of the young to stand up is an inspiration to us. That's what we exist for as the EFF. We want to inspire the youth. We want to inspire Africans to challenge the status quo. So Bobi Wine is a brother to us. We want him to fight more, and he must never be discouraged by the old man. Age is on his side. He must know that even if he doesn't win against this dictatorship, nature will resolve his problem soon. He doesn't have a problem at all. He must soldier on. If he can't defeat him through using the state institutions and democratic processes, nature will resolve the man. There is no any old man who's going to win against the youth. I told Zuma that. I said to him, what you don't know is that we have time on our side. You will be watching us on TV, sitting at home in the villages there looking after cattle, when we'll still be running here. We're still running. For sure, Makanda Kanda is watching today, wherever he is. We're still running the show. I told him, why? We've got age on our side. Bobi Wine has got age on his side. We agree with him. Museveni, a friend of Cyril Ramaphosa, by the way. Museveni is a friend of Cyril Ramaphosa. Your friends will define you, by the way. Ramaphosa's friend, Museveni, who gave him those cattle. What do they call them? Uncle cattle. Now they're in-laws. No, they are not in-laws. That young man married in Uganda, and then Museveni went to the wedding because of, firstly, the courtesy of presidents, but secondly, because they are friends. They know each other. Museveni writes about it, that I've known this guy for some time. I even gave him cattle. So, Bobi Wine, soldier on, young man.
All right. When a leader starts shouting about foreign interference, it is never random. It is never random. It's either because power is sleeping or because the truth is getting too close. Welcome family from Africa and across the world. I'm talking still addressing the issues of Uganda. The people of Uganda are not happy as how we are coming out to address their issues, but we don't care because I believe that all that I'm trying to do, I am not doing this because I have a hidden agenda, but we are doing this because we need equality, we need justice, we need transparency. Even the people, when the people will be coming out to get their justice, to get their decision that they made, we need this to be in a public, whereby everyone will be satisfied from the outcomes that will come after election. Because after election, we have to know that life has to go on. Life has to continue going on. So even if you go fight your neighbor, you go destroy other people's property, this will not help you. Because after election, life will continue. And all that you are going to destroy, you will need it for the coming days. So first of all, before I go deeper to present this video, I urge the people of Uganda to maintain peace. If you can do anything, if there is anything you can do, I can tell you that make sure that you protect your votes. Because if you believe that your votes are not secure, you can protect your votes so that at the end of the day, you believe that what the decision that you have made is what you will be expecting to get, but not other way around. So I am the Black History here, and welcome again. Stay tuned. Here is the historical truth. The longer a leader stay in power, the more dangerous election become. Why? Because election stops being about popularity. They become about survival. And international organizations, human rights groups, foreign governments begin watching closely. They start asking comfortable questions. Are opposition voices free? Are rallies allowed? Are media forces neutral? And when those questions start pulling up, pressure follows. Pressure follows. And Museveni's anger is not spontaneous. It is primitive. It is primitive. Because today we know all these questions that the foreign bodies are trying to ask in the country of Uganda, it is not happening. The answer is no. Because first of all, the opposition's voices are not free in the country of Uganda. They are silenced. The rallies are not allowed because we have seen this. We are seeing this happening, whereby every time we see a opposition are going to hold their rallies, there must be a police crisis, police violence, and tear gassing. The media is not independent. We have seen many media personalities being jailed and locked away in the country of Uganda. And the security forces are not neutral, but they're siding in one side, which is the side of the government. So during this period of campaign, we have experienced much killings. A lot of people have died who were going to rally on the side of the opposition. We have seen many people have been jailed because of campaigning. So today, all these questions, the answer is no, and big no. So the foreign interference is a playbook. The tactic is old and global. When criticism grows, leaders often shift the blame outside or outward, and they say the opposition is funded by foreigners. And this, we have seen this, we have heard this many times when Museveni was saying that Bobi Wine is an agent to the foreign influence. He's just being used by the foreigner so that he can get this position and give access to the foreigner so that they can come and exploit the resources of this country. They can come and destabilize this country. That we have seen this happening, or Museveni saying this several times. Western NGOs are destabilizing the country.
Shut up, you. Shut up.
And foreign media is lying about us. This neo-colonial interference, that is what they say. So what does this strategy work? Because Africans have a real memory of colonization. That's the first thing you have to know. So we work what foreign exploitation looks like. We know what foreign exploitation looks like. So when a leader invokes sovereignty, it triggers historical trauma and nationalized emotions. But here is the key questions the people must ask. Is this about protecting the nation or protecting the power? This is the question that before you make a decision, you know, we're just in a countdown, because on 15th of January, that's when the country of Uganda will be holding this election. So we only come out to address these issues, to try to have a conversation. Because I believe even the presidential candidates, before the final day towards election, they always called out and be interviewed, and they are being asked to tell the government, the country, what are they going to do. So everyone has to speak his way, and from there the people will have the choice to make their own decision through the ballot. We believe and we know that most of the time in Africa, ballot does not bring solution. But now, when that's the only thing we have, what else? Unless you decide other way round of revolution. So it is about protecting the nation or protecting the power. Because when the president always come out say that the opposition is only an interest to the foreigners, is only a puppet that's being used to come and destabilize the country, then maybe he must be meaning of this, maybe it's just about the protecting his power. So Bobby Wine is a youth and a threat to change. Julius Malema once said, and I played a video of Malema just yesterday when he was asking Museveni to step down, because he was trying to speak about Bobby Wine, and he said that Bobby Wine today is a threat and an enemy to the old generation people of Uganda, because they're the people who don't need to see the progress of this country. So Museveni's strongest challenge doesn't come from foreign governments. It comes from the youth, the urban population, the digitally connected generation, and opposition figures who speak the language of frustration. Young Ugandans are unemployed, underpaid, and overpoliced. So they are not angry because of the West. They are angry because of their lived reality. So foreign observers amplify these voices, yes, but they didn't create the conditions. They only amplify the voices, but they don't create the conditions. And that's the uncomfortable truth. But these people don't want to listen. Today we are still having the 60% of the 40% of people in Uganda who are still believing in Museveni. You cannot rule the country over 40 years and still you need to rule it. And this country has millions of people. We are having millions of people who have different and best ideologies than you. So why don't you just leave the power peacefully, handle the person that you believe that he's going to take a country in another level? Because I know that today Museveni knows well that if he leaves this power, he must have someone that he believes that is going to take this country in another level. But they're not ready until they get older enough. That's when they decide to retire, but not being voted out through the ballot. Because once they get this position, they change the constitution, they extend the terms to hold a position in office. So why foreign bodies still matter in this country of Uganda or in Africa? Because let's be honest and balanced. Foreign institutions are not innocent saints. They have their own interest. We know that. They have their own interest. Once they come to monitor any African countries, they have their own interest. But they have a long record of hypocrisy across Africa. But here's the contradictions. For decades, Africa governments accepted foreign aid, military cooperations, IMF and World Bank policies, trade agreements, diplomatic recognition. Foreign involvement was never a problem when it benefited the ruling elite. It only became a problem when elections are questioned, power is challenged, and legitimacy is threatened. That's when sovereignty becomes a weapon, not a principle. And now, the real issue is about legitimacy. Strong governments don't fear observers. Popular leaders don't fear cameras. Legitimate systems don't fear criticism. Museveni's anger reflects one core issue, a legitimacy crisis. Why? Not just in Uganda, but across many long-ruled African countries or states. People are no longer asking who liberated us in the past. They are asking who can deliver for us now. I came a video through a comment section. In my comment section, a comment. There is a person who asked, do they ask Museveni to fight for them? Because he fought to remove Obote in the system. But today he has become a monster than even than Obote himself. So today people are not asking who liberated this country in the past, but they are asking who can deliver for us now. That's the question. So the African lesson, this moment teaches Africa something powerful. The sovereignty does not come from shouting at foreigners. It comes from free institutions. Strong constitutions, independent courts, respect for dissent, and leadership renewal. When power becomes permanent, the state becomes fragile. And when leaders confuse themselves with the nation always pays the price. The nation will always pay the price. And I will not take much of your time because I hope that you've tried to understand me. Now, Museveni is not angry because foreigners exit. He's angry because time is undefeated. Africa is changing. The youths are awake. The silence is breaking. And no amount of blaming outsiders can stop people who have decided they want something better from happening. Power fear light, but truth fear nothing. Power fear light, but truth fear nothing. Because the people, all the foreign bodies are asking the questions, a few questions. Are opposition's voices free? Of course, they are not. Are rallies allowed? Of course, they are not. Are media houses independent? Not even just being independent, but they have been silenced, locked away. And the security forces are neutral? No, they are not. The same security forces, instead of protecting the people who are going for this campaigning, to these rallies, are the same who are now taking these people down, taking them away, abducting them, and even jailing them without a valid reason. I presented you a video of Julius Malema, and now listen and watch for it, and let me have your views at the end of this video. May you be blessed. Let's continue subscribing to hit the button. This is the Black History, and be blessed.